well, I'm not even, it's just a first. This is the first in the Is It Really Worth It series. In today's episode, we are gonna decide if it's worth it to make your own whole chicken in the slow cooker, or should you just grab a rotisserie chicken? The answer kind of seems obvious, but is it? I don't think it is. We're gonna break all the ingredient costs down, and I'm gonna show you how to cook a chicken in the slow cooker. I also have some other links below about how to pull the chicken off a rotisserie chicken and some other helpful tips and tricks about a whole chicken that we're not gonna get into in today's episode. We're gonna stay focused on whether or not it is worth it to make a whole chicken in the slow cooker, or should you just buy a rotisserie chicken? All right, let's get to it. Let's look at the ingredients and cost breakdown for rotisserie chicken versus a whole chicken that I'm gonna cook in my slow cooker. So this is the seasoned rotisserie chicken from my local grocery store. This is $7.99. Of course, the warehouse stores have their $5, technically $4.99 rotisserie chickens. That's definitely the way to go if you have a warehouse store membership. The cost for the whole chicken, this one it's $1.67 a pound, which is definitely the cheapest way to do chicken. And it is going to come with the giblets and all of that. So $7.97 for this particular one, plus another 50, 75 cents, maybe $1. I am going to use a lot of garlic with this one and some of that seasoning. So let's add $1. Will be roundish, $1-ish. So $8.65 for all of this. There's a distinct difference here, and a single reason that I would do a homemade whole chicken in the slow cooker versus this rotisserie chicken, and that is you're gonna get better stock. So a very important money-saving strategy that I have shared before, and I will put the link to that video in the description below, is slow cooking a whole chicken. You're gonna get a lot of stock out of that you can strain off and save for later. And the onion, the garlic, the seasoning, whatever flavor you want of that stock to have, or if you just want something generic like we have here, you're gonna get a lot of stock out of this. If you're into homemade, if you're wanting stock, if you're pinching every penny, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me get this going in the slow cooker, and then I'll be back later with the comparison. I think you can see where this is going though. These are the prices that we have here. So let me get this going in the slow cooker. And then after it's slow cooked the day away, we will have a recap comparison, and I will share my final opinion. I have the whole chicken here, and I am going to go ahead and take it out of the wrapping and get the giblets out as well. I want everything from this baggie in here. The liquid, the juices, everything is going in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna carefully cut around so that I can take this out. Okay, so all of this is going in. It looks like the giblets are not in a bag. Sometimes they come in like a little bag. They're not in this case, which is great. I don't have to do that part. Sometimes they're like in like a little bag inside the cavity, but they're right here. This is the liver and the neck. It's all right here. I want that extra flavor and nutrients in there. I'll be right back. I gotta wash it. At this point, there's a couple things I'll share. I'm just gonna be really quick about this, but there is one thing I'm not gonna do right now, but that I probably would do, is I would normally slip some butter, thin pads of butter up under the skin, and it will just melt and just give that nice buttery flavor to the chicken that is here on the top. But for today, I'm just going to first do a little salt and pepper, not too much. You can always add a little bit more salt to the stock later. But salt and pepper first. Then I'm just gonna do a very generous, I'm gonna do the wide side, generous coating of this seasoning blend. I want this in the stock as well, so I'm just gonna be very generous. There's a little bit down in the bottom too. I'm not going to add any water at this time. I will add water to get the stock to the consistency that I want after it's finished. So this is just some leftover onion and garlic that I have. I'm really just going to sprinkle these just in big chunks around here. Again, trying to just be quick about this. These are really just gonna be adding some flavor to the stock in the end. And then don't be shy with the garlic. This is literally like 20 cloves. It's some extra that I had. So we're just gonna put that all in there. Okay, minced garlic would work too. I'm gonna go ahead and set this on low for 8 hours, and then we'll be back to do our final comparison. In this video, I am not going to do the full breakdown of how to pull the rotisserie chicken, how to make the stock. Those are other videos that we already have. I will link those down below. For this video, I just really wanted to do a comparison and a side-by-side of getting a rotisserie chicken from the store and then a slow cooking one. So I'm just gonna show you the simple setup here. So I'm gonna go plug this in, turn it on, and I will be back later with the comparison and my opinion. Here we are. The whole chicken in the slow cooker is cooked. Of course, the rotisserie chicken, we all know what that looks like. So, final decision. We decided that making this was a little bit more expensive because we had to add additional ingredients, the onion, the garlic, the seasoning, and the actual chicken, this whole chicken and this rotisserie chicken cost the same. It's adding in the extra ingredients that makes this a little bit more expensive. Now, the reason that this becomes less expensive is, if you can see, this is undiluted stock. There's easily 4 cups in here. We'll skim off some of the fat and thin it out, dilute it. And it will probably get 8 to 10 cups of stock, which you can let cool down and you can freeze, or you can just turn it into the base for a soup. It's gonna be delicious because it's so full of flavor from the onions, the garlic, and the seasoning that we added here. Chicken for chicken, the rotisserie chicken is definitely the easiest and most affordable, especially if you're getting them from the warehouse store. This is your best bet if you're gonna wanna kind of go the distance and get the stock from the slow cooker. Another reason to cook a whole chicken in the slow cooker is you see that the whole chicken is on sale at your store. Great, grab 1 or 2. They do freeze really well. Just thaw them out completely before you put them into the slow cooker with the seasoning and other ingredients. Another reason would be if you want to adjust the flavor of any kind. Let's say you want like a Greek lemon sort of chicken. You can go heavy on the lemon juice, the oregano, the garlic, a little olive oil. That in there is gonna give you this great lemon chicken that you can use with the stock is gonna be delicious, as well as the chicken. Making a whole chicken with different flavors, making a whole chicken when it's on sale, making a whole chicken and then using the stock. Those are the reasons to cook a whole chicken on your own as opposed to getting a rotisserie chicken. If you're just like, I quick need some meat to pull off, to throw in to a pasta bake or something like that, you're at the warehouse store, you're planning around your warehouse store trips, grab 2 or 3 rotisserie chickens from the warehouse store, get that great price, pull the chicken off. If you wanted to make a stock from the bones of a rotisserie chicken, you certainly could, but the stock from the homemade is gonna have a much deeper flavor from the slow cooking and all of the other ingredients that we added in here. So my final opinion is really split on this one. I don't think we've had a split decision yet. I think my final opinion is great for quick weeknight dinners, great for if you're stretching a buck, you see it on sale and you need a specific flavor. So I really think this one's gonna have to be a both sort of situation, depending on the scenario that you find yourself in. If you learned something new, you agree with me on sort of the scenario situation, whether or not to cook whole chicken in the slow cooker or just grab a rotisserie chicken, give me that thumbs up. If you're gonna try to make a whole chicken in your slow cooker, because now you know how, give me a thumbs up as well. We love those likes because it helps YouTube know that you like this video and other people need to see it as well. So we appreciate that. Finally, subscribe if you have not yet. We love our subscribers. When you subscribe, you have the option to get notifications. You'll get notifications of when we release new episodes, which lately has been twice a week. So lots of great ideas to help spur you on in the kitchen, give you inspiration for your meals, help you with some budget cooking hacks and freezer meal sessions and how all of that works. I've got it all here on the channel. I want to help you spend as little money on groceries as possible while still feeding your family delicious, wholesome, nutritious meals. All right, my friends, it's bye for now, and I'll see you in the next episode.